I'm Jayne Engle, and my kids are Max and Esther. Max is 9 years old and Esther's 7. We live in this house at 4323 Saint Dominique for 10 years. And I must confess that when we first visited the house, I walked in the door and tears came to my eyes. I felt a very strong sense of place in the house, and I felt a certain energy from the history of the house that I didn't even know about at the time. After we had been here a year or two, I had a child, and he was about 2 years old, and we were playing in the park across the street one day in Parque de Portugal, and we happened to see Mr. Cohen, Leonard Cohen, on a park bench. And I would never have approached him because I thought it was really important to respect his privacy, as people do in Montreal. It's a wonderful thing about being here. And it turned out that he struck up a conversation with my son. My son was playing, and he started to talk with us. And we mentioned that we lived in this house. We pointed it out. And he said that he had quite a history in this house, that he had spent a lot of time here, that it had been owned in the 60s and 70s by his dear friend, Michel Garneau, who is also the poet, the playwright, the wonderful Quebecois artist, who also translated Leonard Cohen's work into French. And so we were very happy to hear that story, because he said the whole group of friends and artists who lived in this neighborhood would hang out in this house and spend time in the courtyard and so on. And so that history meant a lot to me. For me, something I love about this house is that it's in the middle of everything. So you're right in the mix of all the cultural, social, artistic life of Montreal. You open the door and all of Montreal life is right around. But inside the house, it actually feels almost like you're in the country, in a country chalet. We've put a lot of wood in there was wood here already, but we've added a lot of wood for warmth, and really so that it's an oasis, in a sense that you open the door outside, you're in a very busy urban life, but you close the door behind you, and all of a sudden there's a real refuge, almost as in the country. It's like a little chalet inside.